So another year and another NHL game is released, and this year we got a really revamped franchise mode. The last few years has been pretty lackluster, but I'm really excited to jump in this year. If you know anything about me, I love hockey and I love the NHL video games. So let's jump in with a building of the franchise for the Montreal Canadiens. Okay, so we're starting off here, clean slate, preseason with the Habs, and we fired the head coach, we fired the GM. Everyone has been gone. If you remember when Bergevin was hired way back in 2012, he said he had a 5-year plan for the Montreal Canadiens to win a Stanley Cup, and obviously that did not work. So here we are, starting new with me as the general manager to try to make this thing work and try to win a Stanley Cup within the next 5 years. And if I fail, well, they're gonna have to find someone else for the job. Okay, so this franchise mode is really cool. There's so much stuff to it that you can do now that you couldn't do in the previous modes. One of my favorite things now is the trade finder, which really just helps and makes the game a lot more fun if you're trying to throw stuff out there and getting realistic trade offers for what you are offering other teams. And that will really help you build your team and just improve to win a Stanley Cup. Now the Canadiens right now, their lines right now into the preseason, this is what they have it as. So we have Domi centering the first line with Drew and Tatar, Kotkaniemi, second line with Gallagher and Byron. They got Deneau on the third line with Armia and Lehkonen. And then Poling centering the fourth line, which I mean, we'll have to wait and see. And we all know that he had that hat trick in his last game, or in his first last game of the NHL season. And everyone is really hyped for him, but we'll have to see. Maybe he doesn't have a good camp. Maybe he doesn't have a good preseason. He may not even start on the team in the regular season, but I'm hopeful that he will, with Dale Weiss for some reason on his right wing, and then Nate Thompson on his left wing. So these are what we have right now before any preseason games have been played and before anything has been adjusted. Now on defense, got Petrie and Weber, Sherratt and Kulak, Mete and Riley. And as we know, Sherratt was, I guess, their big offseason signing. And I mean, he is a probably underrated defenseman. I think it is a great signing for the Habs, but he is on their second pairing defenseman right now. He may, I think, will eventually move up to the first pair to play with Weber to be that left-hand shot for him. Between the pipes, obviously we have Carey Price and the offseason signing Keith Kincaid, who I think is a great backup goalie to have this year. Looking at the scratch players, got Charlie Lindgren, Christian Folin, and Matthew Pekka. So Matthew Pekka played a lot last year on the Habs, and he had a great year. I think he's just like a speedy forward that they could definitely use in their lineup. We'll see how he pans out in this franchise. So staying here with the roster, you can see that the contracts that are ending soon, there's 23, and there's some, let's see here. So we have, so this is my first time jumping into this video, so it's going to give you a little explanation of what can be done. You can offer contracts during the course of the season. Obviously we know how contracts work, and there are players that will come to you and talk to you, and they'll be asking for extensions and things like that. So Max Domi right now is an RFA next year. So he is somebody that, in my opinion, needs to be signed before the season ends, or somebody that should be extended now, because he had a great year last year, but if he has another killer year, his contract's going to be even more. But I think he's somebody we're going to try to work on to get signed going through this season. And that is got Mete as well. Yeah, he probably can wait till the end of the year. And that's pretty much it. The Habs have a ton of cap space, 21 million right now. That's what it's saying. And they don't have any big guys that they need to really are urgent to sign. I mean, like I said, the only big one right now is Domi, who's an RFA next year, and you want to get that contract done for sure. But it's not the most urgent thing in the world, and he will want an extension. It even says there. So yes, extension. So that is good. We're going to have to get him signed up through the season, see how he's playing out. Now let's take a look at our coaching staff here. You know, NHL doesn't have the real coaches, and everyone's been fired anyways. So here we are. So we have Y. Turgeon, who is the head coach. He is A overall. Let's see what this guy, Yves Turgeon, however you say his name, is the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens right now, with A+ offense, A- defense, A+ power. I mean, this guy looks great. This guy looks good. I'm not going to do anything with the head coach. I'm going to keep him. He looks great. A's all around. Then we have assistant coach Raphael Fichot, And he is right now sitting at a B minus overall. I mean, probably could find a better assistant. Probably a better. Oh no, sorry. He is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's associate coach. So we could probably find a better one for sure. Then we have more C and D coaches with the AHL, and now this is bad. We have a Russian as our goalie coach. It's not bad that he's Russian. It's bad that he's a D minus. And I may want to. First things first here, we have to fire you, Victor. I may need to look for a better coach with all that space, and I may need a better second coach. I am gonna fire Gaspar Benin. So we gotta go hire an associate coach, and then we gotta go hire a goalie coach. Let's get into this. We fired the C. There's a C, and then we have another guy here, defenseman, generalist. So defensemen, obviously, their specialties. Teaching specialty of defense will help develop and grow defensemen on your team in combination with the coach's teaching attribute. This will help dictate whether or not a defenseman can go up or down in potential. So that's good. And then generalists, teaching specialty of generals will help develop and grow all players on your team. I think as an associate coach, you need a guy who can help develop everybody. I'm probably going to go with a generalist. And I need a guy good on the power play because the Habs power play sucked last year. They really need to improve that. So I'm going to go with this guy right here. What's his first? Oh, wow, it's a woman. They have woman coaches in here. So it's Lucia Ozolnish. I'm terrible at names. But she's on the, yeah, power play, penalty kill. A+, A+. Well, the Habs are going to be probably getting, I don't know if they've had a woman coach before, but they're going to be getting their first female coach if they haven't had one before. So it's, you can interview them, right? Oh, shoot, she just get back to me. Okay. So then there's this person here is also A on the penalty kill, Daniel Biega. And he's A on the power play. So I'm probably going to have to offer this guy someone too. Let's interview him, see what happens, because this seems pretty cool. I'm happy that you have chosen to give me this opportunity to chat with you. Thanks for making some time for me. I'm sure you are busy. Market, organization, and interview. I think you should talk about your thoughts on the organization. You better say good stuff about the Habs. Okay, let's talk about another subject now. All right, very interested in talking about the team status. All right. Only interested in the teams that can bring home the cup. I'm talking about the cream of the crop. Ooh, Habs probably not going to be bringing home the cup this year. Let's talk about something else. I'm gonna end it there. That conversation didn't go too well, if you ask me. But I'm gonna have to offer him a contract because he has A on the power play. Okay, so I just need to hire another goalie coach who specializes in goalies as this teaching specialty. So I need to sort these. I mean, I can just hire a veteran as well, but I want to get somebody who's a goalie, as good a goalie associate coach. So I guess the guy I fired was a D minus. And all of these guys seem to be pretty much just as bad. D, 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 E. Wow. Didn't know you could get worse than a D minus. C minus. You know what? Why don't I just sort by overall? The highest up there is a B. If I see a goalie here that's a C overall, I'm probably going to have to go with him to get in there. Alright, so there's a C minus. That is the best goalie coach out there. Is this person, Matej Kames. All right, well, we need one. Hopefully they accept the offer. Okay, so now we're gonna assign some scouts. We have 17 of 20 scouts, and here are their current assignments. I mean, to start off, I think it's good the way they are. So you can scout specific players, or you can find prospects, and I'm going to keep my A+ scout right now to finding prospects of any position, because if he's my best scout, I want him looking for everything. And then we have them in different regions. So we got my best one in the Q, which, I mean, makes sense. You have lots of great players in the Q, and it's close to home. OHL, USA Central, Liga, Russia, USA West, SHL, NHL Central, and then AHL. So these are pro scouts here for the AHL, which is really cool. You can assign all of these scouts to different things, look for specific players for team needs and all that stuff. So for the Habs themselves, I mean, right now coming up the pipeline, I think what they're going to need to focus on is finding some good defensemen, some good puck moving defensemen, because they have good young up-and-coming forwards, especially with the guys that they just drafted. And then you have Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield coming up, who are going to be great players, I believe, in the NHL. So they're pretty stacked right now in the depth department in that sense. And now they got to find somebody to eventually replace Carey Price and some defensemen. Okay, so we're back here. Now let's just take a look at our AHL team. Let's take a look at that roster, because I think there's going to be some players on this roster that are going to make it onto the NHL before the year is done. So you have Nick Cousins, Charles Hudon, Riley Barber on the first line, Jordan Wheel, Bill Verone, Michael McCarron on the second line, Jake Evans, Nick Suzuki, Alexandre Grenier on the third line, Alex Belzil, Michael Pezzetta, and Max Freeberg on the fourth line. Specifically, Nick Suzuki, I'm excited to see what he does during this season in Laval, if he's there, or during the preseason in Montreal. Now, some other preseason stuff we got to do. We got to upgrade and maintain the Bell Center, because, you know, the Bell Center is getting up there, and there's some things that need to be done. Team Store needs to be upgraded or repaired. So we have $2.6 million to repair and upgrade and maintain the Bell Center. And right now, this is 91 of 100, so I'm going to repair. And this is going to take 3 days to repair. Club seats, $99.99. I mean, all this stuff's good. Bathrooms, yeah. I mean, those need to be repaired for sure if you've been to the Bell Center. They're not that bad, but I mean, you always want clean bathrooms. It really improves the experience. So 5 days to repair that stuff. I'm going to keep everything else the same. I mean, the ticket pricing in the Bell Center is pretty expensive. This is pretty accurate to what it actually is. You're paying about $100 to sit in the nosebleeds, which is insane. And definitely be really hard to take a family to a Habs game, but this is pretty much what it is. People buy them though. They sell out instantly, so I mean, why they're that price. Team rankings in sales, I guess nothing. Yeah, this season hasn't started, so there's no rankings right now. And now we have our budget, and we still have $630,000 to spend on marketing, promotions, and things like that. So I don't think, like, people are going to go to Habs games. You don't need to go crazy on the marketing for that stuff. But game ticket advertising, maybe. Oh, I just took off. Now let's go back here. Promotions. So you can set your promotional nights, which is pretty cool. I mean, obviously the first home game of the season, there's got to be something that's given away. And let's go with the t-shirt on the first game of the year. Get the fans hyped. And then let's do one a month. Let's do one a month. And then this game here, let's go versus oh wait, I already did the opening night. What am I saying? Let's go versus, it's got to be against Boston. I mean, you want it's already a hype game, so let's do a Shea Weber bobblehead night against Boston. Let's go versus this Saturday against Pittsburgh here. We'll go with a hat giveaway. Vegas. We'll go with a puck giveaway against Vegas. Okay, got one here versus Toronto. We'll go with the... Oh, that's it. Okay, so you can only have 4 events. So they're all happening in the beginning of the year. We're going to stick with that. I mean, now let's get to starting the preseason. And we want to simulate up to the state. We're going to simulate this game. We're going to watch it. And we're going to first view our owner goals. So they want to sell 39 cells this year to help establish our home ice. Obviously, I think every game is going to be sold out, so that's fine. That'll be easy. Secondary goals, expect us to sell 90% of available suites this year. Probably easily done. The team store needs to be a little nicer. Upgrade the store by level 1. I've already started to upgrade it. And then stretch goals, we need more club seats. Upgrade club seating by 1 level. Okay. Oh, I mean, the owner's raking in the cash. I think they're good on that end. I don't feel like the size of your team's market is what I am looking for, so I will decline. So she can't handle the pressure is what she is saying. All right, that's cool. I don't feel the size of your teams. Wow, these guys just don't want to handle the pressure. So this is not good. I'm going to reject your offer. Nobody except... So I fired some coaches. And I have nobody to hire right now because nobody wants to coach the Habs, which is interesting. But I'm going to have to go out there and try to find somebody. So now we're in the budget allocation. I mean, all of this stuff... We still have 2 million. Arena operations... You know, no, we still have money left over. I'm gonna spend most of this on our scouts because I want to get good scouting, and if that means by increasing their salary, we get better scouts. You know what? I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Everything else seems good from here. Okay, so we got the Habs versus Ottawa in the first preseason game, and I'm going to simulate through this first preseason game, and then we'll simulate to the regular season after this because I'm going to have to hire some coaches. And it's cool, the simulation. You can go fast, you can go real slow. I mean, we'll send the first period up 1-0. It doesn't really matter. Go 8 times. We'll just get to the end of this game. So this is an easy win in the first preseason game, 6-0. Let's see who scored goals in all periods here. Gallagher, Armia, Drouin, Sherratt, Gallagher, and Tatar. So that's an easy win in the first preseason game. I mean, it's a preseason game, and it's against the Ottawa Senators. I think a lot of games against the Ottawa Senators this year will be easy wins, but we'll take that as the first preseason game of the year. All right, we're going to sim through here to the first game of the regular season, which is at Carolina, and which will be interesting in real life, especially with the offer sheet that was given to Aho. Okay, so it's cool. You see, as you simulate through, you see players that lose morale or gain morale, and you get offers like this. So they are offering Zach Parise and their 3rd round draft picks for Montreal's 1st round draft pick, and A. Alain, who is a low prospect. So not somebody, he's a top 9 forward, so somebody who probably isn't going to make a big difference on the team. Now, this is pretty interesting because I think if the Habs take Zach Parise right now on their roster, although he is $7.5 million, what is his... He has a 6-year, let's see. He has a 6-year deal. Is that what they're saying? Okay, stop this. I just want to see Zach Parise here. 84 overall. He's a 2nd line forward. And his years remaining is 6. That's $7.5 million on a 35-year-old Zach Parise on the Habs for 6 more years when you have a bunch of young guys coming up. Heck no, that is not a trade that I want. That is not a trade I want. So I'm going to decline that trade. Now they want my 2nd round pick, which is Chicago's, and my defenseman Fairbrother for their 3rd round pick, and Vegas Golden Knights 3rd round pick. So I could stack up 2 more picks for a 2nd round pick and a top 60. I mean, there's only 6 defensemen. You know what? I don't mind that. I'm going to take that trade. I'm going to take that trade and get 2 more draft picks. So the Montreal Canadiens have lost locker room chemistry, and Ben Sherratt has gained morale. Teams must be salary cap compliant to start the season. Any team that isn't will automatically be adjusted September 30th. Okay, the Habs are salary cap compliant. Player on waivers. Waivers will be in effect starting October 1st. Okay, that's fine. I've gained locker room chemistry. Yay. Now the preseason is complete. Would you like to assign your pro and amateur scouts? Okay, let's go. I'm sure I've already went through this, and I think they're already all good. So, you know what? I'm just going to keep those for now. And here we are in the first game of the regular season. Montreal versus Carolina. The battle of the RFA. And let's see how it starts off for the Habs. And the Habs come back and win with 2 goals from Lehkonen and Drouin on the power play. It's a great way to start the season, especially scoring a game winner on the power play. 1-0 on their way to winning the Stanley Cup. Montreal's Nate Thompson has been injured with an injured groin. His estimated return is October 10th. So we'll go in here, we'll edit the lines manually. We'll see who we can put in. Obviously, there's guys from the AHL we can call up here that we can bring up and replace him. Let's go to our scratched guys. Foley and Pekka. So he's plays center. So I'm just going to throw him in there for... I'm going to throw Pekka in where Nate Thompson was hurt, just to fill out that 4th line with Poling and Weiss. And we're going to continue on through the first month of the season. I'm going to sim through October, see how the Habs do, and then we'll see what the AHL is doing. The Habs have a good record. I'm not going to do anything to change the lineup. I'm not going to trade anyone, obviously, but I'm going to see if anyone in the AHL deserves a call-up, deserves some playing time, and see what young guys we can bring up. So just a pause here. The latest draft rankings have been released, and we're going to see Frenier. Yeah, that's pretty obvious that he's number 1. Nikita Bobrovsky, Alexander Holtz, Lucas Raymond, Quinton Byfield, Cole Perfetti, Anton Lundell, Marco Rossi, Antonio Stranges, and Vitaly Kolzvenikov, Connor Zary. So these are the top guys right now in the draft, and the Habs right now, if they can land Nikita Bobrovsky, it's a pretty good land for them. I mean, they'd have to finish in the very low, but we'll see what happens. Or even some good defensemen down here. Like Vitaly is good defenseman. This is where they think we're going to finish probably. So they were recommending that we draft in the upcoming year, and this is October, so we'll have to see. Boom, boom, boom. Trade alert. Canadiens are being offered Travis Hamonic and Frolik for Fleury, Alain, and their first round pick. These guys have 1 year left on both of their contracts. I mean, I'm trying to win the Stanley Cup now. This year, probably not. Top 4D, I don't want to trade a top 4D for Hamonic. And Alain, again, I mean, I don't mind getting rid of him. If I get Travis Hamonic and Frolik, let's see. Let's see what Hamonic is right now. He is 29 years old. He's a good player. He would help out my defense, actually, at 29. Frolik is the guy that I don't really want, though. You know, I don't really want Frolik, but I would take Hamonic. So let's see. Let's see if I can get rid. They're both just 1 year hits on my salary that I have, and they want a first round pick. And I have lots of picks, but I do not want to trade a first round pick. I don't think right now for that. All right. So after 1 month, the Habs are 6-6-1. They're 500, and the Vegas Golden Knights on the side are 112-1. They're the worst team in the league, most likely. Let's see where they are in the standings. Let's see how they're doing, and then let's take a look at the Laval Rocket and see what some of their players are up to. See if there's anybody we can bring up here to try to boost them this year. And right now, our team leader is Brendan Gallagher with 5 goals and 8 assists. He's a point-per-game player right now, 13 points in 13 games played. All right, so let's take a look at these standings. Habs 6-6-1. Where are they sitting in the Atlantic? They are sitting in 6th place. Toronto 11-3-1 in first. The Sabres 9-2-2. The Wings, surprisingly, are having a great start at 9-3-1, and so is Florida. And Tampa Bay 75, Habs 6-6. Senators are not doing too bad for the team that they have, 6-5, and then Bruins are in last place. Who would have thought that after 1 month in the upcoming NHL season? Now let's see in the Eastern Conference, we are 11th. 1 season. All right, that isn't that bad. Not too disappointed right now after 1 month. Could be doing better, but you know, let's see what the roster here on Laval is looking like. Michael McCarron has 9 points. Is this the year? Is this the year he finally breaks through and becomes an NHL player? I doubt it. Noah Juleson. He probably should be in the NHL this year. 8 assists, 8 points. Nick Suzuki has 2 goals and 3 assists with Laval right now. See some Habs team leaders. See who is going to be getting demoted, because I think we need to bring somebody up here to try to get them over the hump. 13 points. So great start for Drouin, Domi, and Gallagher. The big guns are firing. Good start for Kotkaniemi, Weber, Tatar, Lehkonen. Lehkonen, I mean, he's a defensive player, but he's -1. No Mete, Poling, Dale Weiss, Armia, Byron. Ooh, Byron's having a slow start. Hasn't scored a goal yet all month. Sherratt, Petrie, Riley. Ooh. Ooh. You know what? Dale? I'm going to have to trade you, man. I'm going to have to put you back on the block. You're shipping out. You're shipping out from Montreal. You are shipping out from Montreal again. So I'm trying to trade Dale Weiss here because I want to bring up a guy from the AHL. And the only thing I'm getting are 6th round draft picks. And I'm going to do it. I don't care. I don't want him on my roster right now. Even he's $2.3 million. I mean, he has 1 year left, whatever. I'm going to take it for Florida. I'm going to accept this trade, and we're going to go to roster moves, and we are going to bring somebody up from the AHL. In the system, Carl Alsner still sitting there in the AHL, making $4.6 million riding buses. So we're going to bring up Michael McCarron. He's having a great start, and this may be the year that he takes off in the NHL. We're going to bring him up to the NHL. Michael McCarron has game morale, obviously being called up. He's having a good year. So we're good with that. We're going to go here. And we're going to edit our lines. And we are going to move Joel Armia. I like Joel Armia a lot, but I'm going to put him... He's been having a tough year so far in the first month. So we're going to have to demote him down to the 4th line. And we're going to have to promote Michael McCarron onto the 3rd line. See how he does in the NHL. Maybe this is his year. I'm hoping this is his year. We'll have to see. Another change I want to make, because Nick Suzuki is a center. He's going to be playing center in the NHL. He needs to be playing center. He can't be on the wing. So I'm going to quick swap him here. 3rd line center on Laval. See how he does. And you know what? If he continues to play well, he may be moving up every single month. Every single few weeks, actually. Game by game situation. So there you have it. The Habs are 6-6-1 in their first month of the 2019-2020 NHL season. I think this is something that they could be around in real life. I think they're better than this, realistically, but if they're 6-6-1 after the end of October, I won't be too surprised about that with their team. But I do think that they could be better, and they do have a chance of making the playoffs this year. But we will have to see. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the first episode of Building the Franchise with the Montreal Canadiens. And I'll continue to make episodes about this. We'll probably go on a month-to-month basis to see how the Habs are after every single month of the year. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, share this video around. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what moves you would make. Let me know what you would do as the GM or the coach of the Montreal Canadiens. Let me know in the comments below. I'd be really excited to hear that. And I'll catch you in the next video.